Hello, my name is Xavier Bubble. I sometimes go by the name of Simon, and this is a game, though it's more of just me talking really about the channel. It's been a year now since I uploaded not my first video because my channel's been around for a bit longer than that, but it's the first video where I was actually talking about games. I just kind of wanted to talk about what the channel really is for, why I'm doing it, and what I will continue to do. For those that don't know, that way. That is Hans Kunz Clever. It's one of the games I recently reviewed or gave my thoughts on the channel. You can find the mobile version over at brettspielwert.de. This is a mobile version of the solo play, just to kind of show you off what the game is about. If you haven't seen my thoughts video, go back and check it. That's going to give you a really good insight as to why this game is so good, but it's also going to tell you how to play the game most of the time. Essentially, you're just drafting dice, and you're trying to then fill out each thing. The game actually does a really good job of telling you where you can put your dice. So I think for now, one of the things I did when I first started the channel was I wanted to give my opinion. I thought I knew a lot about games, and I wanted to just talk about games because I never really got the chance to really do so. I would often, what's great is I have a couple of like mobile groups, or at least groups that I'm on, like Discord and stuff, where I can generally talk about what games I'm enjoying and why I'm enjoying them. But I would like to just give my opinions out there a bit more thoroughly. The thoughts videos are kind of there as a ramble. They are there simply just so that I can get my head straight when I mention stuff. It also allows me to think of give me a better insight as to when I go back and look at games. It's like, well, was that a fair review? Was that a fair comparison? Did I give that game a fair chance to actually prove itself? And oftentimes, a lot of times, I'm fairly correct. I'll go back and look at a video and be like, you know what, I was talking sense in that regard. Or sometimes I wasn't. Sometimes I've made the completely wrong decision and said the game was bad when actually it was very good, or maybe I just misplayed the rules. Thankfully, though, that is kind of infrequent, which has been great. So really, the YouTube has kind of just acted as an archive of my thoughts. One of the things I do is I do game design, but I want to work on just trying to put my thoughts in a way that makes sense to a person who's maybe never played a board game before, but also makes sense to people who do play board games. The one thing I note is that I tend to try and focus my content a lot towards people who play board games, people who are, people who will play the heavier games, people who will play the very long games that take 4 hours to complete, the people who play Twilight Imperium. If you are a person that maybe tends to side with something like Zombicide, you might not get enough content out of me, or you might be confused as to why my opinions are the way they are. And for me, that is somewhat fine. Really, if you like the content, then that's great. If you don't like the content, then that's great as well. I'm not going to try and cater for everyone. I think if it's YouTube, you should try and find a very select audience that likes what you do. I don't ever want the things to be professional. That was the one thing that's going forward is I get a chance to play board games once a week. So the trouble with that being is I don't get a lot of chances to play that many board games. I'm not a reviewer. And also in South Africa, it's hard to get hold of certain games, which means I might not get a game, or I might review a game that came out 2 years ago. So that's one of the reasons why the thing is simply not professional. It's because, it's going to take me a lot longer and a lot more time to put into that kind of stuff. And is it actually going to be worthwhile for other people to then watch the content? Am I going to be, say, putting in 12 hours for video, but I'm still only going to be making a certain amount of views? And that, again, kind of got me thinking as to, again, what is this channel for? And really, is this for me to give my views out to people that care? A lot of times I will use these videos as a way to send a link to people. Be like, hey, check out this cool video I gave my opinions on. I hope you enjoy it. And that's really it. There's not much more to it than that. Nothing's going to change, however. I'm in the coming year, I'll still be giving my thoughts out. I still have a couple of games that are going to be coming to me that I know people want to at least hear what I think about them on. And that's honestly fine for me. And I want to give my opinion out there. There's still going to be the odd thoughts video now and then on a board game that you've never heard of, or a board game that might be quite old. There's also going to be the same specials that I do. I always enjoy the Gen Con special, which is going to be coming up next week. There's the Essen, where I look for the top 10 Essen games. I also do my top 10 games of the year. You know, I do certain talks. I did a talk on recently culling my collection, getting rid of a lot of games. And that's been a lot of fun. I enjoy those more simply because I can talk about how I'm feeling. And it's going to sound kind of sad, but I feel like feels are important. You know, let's see, I should probably put I can put that there. That's going to give me a +1. Honestly, +1s are so important in this game. And it's going to be difficult for me to get a 12. Yeah, let's do that. Well, what was I talking about? Yeah, so I'm still going to be doing the El Clásicos. I can't put 2 there, but I can put 6 there now. I'm still going to be doing the source videos. Nothing's much going to change. If there's a game, if there's a digital game, I will try and do a play session of that. Like what I'm doing now is actually quite a lot of fun. But there's not going to be anything more than that. You know, again, let's see, I can put the 2 there. If I get a 1, then I can put an X, which will give me the, yeah, let's go for that. I like the way I'm just talking to myself as I play this. It's a really fun game. This is a great game to just play when you're on the toilet and just have like 10 minutes to spare. I think my best score on it was 223 in the solo mode. So if you can beat it, then definitely go ahead and try and do so. But yeah, like I said, the channel is not to be professional. It's just to give my thoughts out on different board games that I enjoy. You know, I don't want any type of sponsorship for these things. I don't want any type of advertising for these things. I just want to give really rough ideas on if a game is good or not and should you get it. You know, and I think it's important to like note that people put effort into board games, right? That's always a very important thing. People put effort into board games, and because of that, it should always be considered that there is a human being behind whoever made something, right? These are works of art. You know, you have movies, you have books, you have paintings, you have music, and everything that's in creative endeavor is something that person has worked hard on. So I never feel good, really. I'm not going to ever try and trash a game too hard. There's really a case where I'm going to despise the game and I put a review up. A lot of times, there have been times where I've just played the game and thought, you know what, it's fine. But it didn't deserve a thoughts video, so to speak. Ugh, this is horrible. I can take the 2. That's the thing. It didn't deserve a thoughts video to be made on it simply because the game is okay. But it was no reason for someone to pick it up, right? I wouldn't have recommended it. I just think it was okay. I had fun playing it during the time, but I don't want to touch it again. Can I put the 9 there? Is the 9 going to help if I can get the 10 and 11 in 2 turns? That's such a bad play. What else do I have available to me? I have not much else. Honestly, I'm just going to reroll. That's better. So I think the 1's going to go there. That's going to give me the X. The X will then fill up that spot, which will then open up this one. 3's not going to give me much. Reroll these ones again. This is a bit better now. Ooh, this 5. This 5 is really good. Again, you're just trying to get some good combos. I can get a 6 blue, perhaps. You know what? Honestly, just going to put this. These are such intense moments. I'm going to put this here. I'm then going to put the 3 here, which will then allow me to just do this. It's actually fairly straightforward. I actually like the simplicity of the design. Everything makes sense. You know, if I say fill up this spot over here, I'll then get a 6. The 6 will then give me a multiplication guy at the end. I love this kind of combo stuff. It's like, okay, well, now I can get a +5. Ooh, I can get a 7. A 7 would be good. But I can also put a 5 there, or I can put a 5 there. The 5 will then at least give me 16 points. So many. The 5, I can put the 5 here. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go +1, 5 here, +1 again, put the 1 here. That's going to give me a nice 8-point bonus. That might not have been the best play, but I think at this point it's going to be the best one so far. Honestly, 4 there. 4 there will get me... 4 there will give me an X. It's probably the best I'm looking for. I can also choose... I can put a 4 there. That doesn't give me a multiplication sign. I think the X is probably a bit more better because the X will then give me that, which will give me 20 points. And if I get the 3, I can then get a +1 next round. So what we're hoping for is a 3 of something. The 6 is good. The 6 will then open up stuff, but it's not great. The 2 gets me a +1. That could be decent. That's probably the best choice at this point. The 1 is very good. Is the 1 good for us? The 1's bad for us. That's as bad because that means we lose out on the blue. And the blue's giving us a 4. So really the only choice right now is to not lose any dice. We have to roll to put a 2 there. That's not great. The 3, we got the 3. Excellent. So we'll just put the 3 there. That gives a +1. And now we have 2 +1s to spend. But yeah, overall, I'm happy with the channel. I'm happy with the views. I want to thank everyone who has subscribed. It is really great. It's a wonderful feeling when you kind of see that you have like 10 subscribers, because you're like, that's like 10 people who I weren't friends with at school. That's like more people. That's like more people that I were friends with. And then you get like to 50, and you're like, that's more people that were in my grade in high school. I didn't have that many people like me. It's a weird feeling. But I do want to thank everyone for subscribing. It's just a nice. It doesn't do anything for the channel, right? This channel would be as bad as it is without no subscriptions. But I do want to thank everyone for at least continuing to at least look at videos, to watching stuff, even if they are badly produced. Thank you for seeing through this video, which has been terrible. I will try to get to the end of this game because we're quite close. But this has been really great. I have had a really good time. It's a nice thing. It's a nice thing. I can sit down on a Friday evening and just talk about a game for 15 minutes straight. It feels good to kind of. It almost feels like a venting session. So yeah, thank you so much. Anyway, let's get back to this. So we have 2 +1s. We could spend them, and honestly, I think we might, simply because we can do 2 cool things. We can get a lot of points, right? Because we can go +1, get the 3. This is going to give us a multiplication over here. And then I'm going to keep this +1 because I think if they roll high on the orange in the next round, I can take that orange. And there you go. So this is great. So the 3 doesn't do as much. The 3 just gets us an extra. These are only 3s we have available to us. So we can do some stuff here, right? We could do, say, no, we can't do that. We can do a 4 purple. So yeah, I think the best way to do this would be +1 here, which gives us a multiplication. And then +1, we'll take this 4 and put that there. And I think that's going to give us the most amount of points. Anyway, that's it. Let's see how well we did. Again, my highest score was 223. I think this is going to be about 180. Wow! Okay. I'm pretty happy with this. I think I'm going to do very well the next time I play in a 4-man game of this. But yeah, this is such a good game. Anyway, again, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, remember to hit the subscribe button and the like button. Look forward to another year of content. If you have hated this video because I've just spent 10 minutes of your life blabbering about nothing and playing a game that you have no idea how I'm playing, then hit the dislike button. And then, of course, leave me a comment. I always like hearing from people. But again, thank you so much for watching. That's going to be it for me. Bye-bye.